Hey guys who are hopping on. Just getting everything all set up for us to stream into Out of Office. So give me just a second here. Hello. Okay, I'm just about to hit go live. Let me change the view so that they can see. It says that we're streaming live now on Facebook. I think I trust it. Last time it happened, it ended up just being like two of our faces. So I don't know what they're seeing over in Out of Office. So if you're watching live in Out of Office, just remember, I don't have the comments up, but I can go back and check them. And then hopefully if anybody else is on too, they can help answer some questions. So hello, you guys have been seeing a lot of my face. I promise that you won't just be seeing my face in Out of Office. It will be other leaders too. We just are alternating. So this will be my last time that you'll see just my face for just a little bit. So for those who don't know me, I'm Jenny Barrett. I'm the founder of Team Zaya Pursuit and one of the co-founders of Out of Office. And I am so excited to be here. It has been a beautiful day outside today. And that's just like, oh, it helps my mindset so much. I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna make sure everybody's muted really quick before I really dive in. I know there's a way to do it with everybody, but oh well, I can't figure it out. Anyway, so I wanted to let you guys know about a couple things just before I dive into the topic. We here in Out of Office have talked to you guys a little bit about kind of what we're planning on offering, and we're so excited because as of today, we have our Facebook page all ready to accompany our Discover Zaya calls. So we kind of talked to you guys about that last Monday, I want to say on the call, just letting you guys know everything that we plan to offer. So not only will we have our Monday night hangouts here being our team calls, but we also are going to be offering the new rep call, one that we did this past week, and then a Discover Zaya call. So what a Discover Zaya call is, you know, if you have like potential reps who are interested in potentially also becoming a rep. I think I said that all wonky, but you know what I mean? People who want to sign up as a rep, it's just another resource, a really kick-ass resource to bring them and show them all about what being a rep is. So we're going to have monthly calls, but also what we'll have is a Facebook page that's going to accompany it. It's chock full of information and it has a lot of resources. We're also going to be going live, kind of just sharing our experience. So I think, ladies, just correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're going to post that link tonight. It's called Leggings for a Living. Super big shout out to Tanya Souter, who came up with that name because it's adorable and I absolutely love it. It's just perfect. So we will post that link in Out of Office so that you guys can have it. And then you just start to add your prospects to that group. And like I said, it's just anybody who could be interested, set them there, make sure that you stay in contact with them. Don't just leave them and then run. We're going to do everything that we can to encourage them to come back to you being the rep that invited them. But this is a super awesome resource that you guys can use and it will be ongoing. So we'll keep the group updated and then the call will be once a month. So that's that. I am going to be chatting with you guys tonight about getting back to the basics. And I think I tricked you guys a little bit. I wanted to call it something, you know, that would be very basic. But I had a feeling that people were going to have a different vision of what I was going to talk about. So back to the basics, I think might make you think of, you know, like a list of things that you should do in the beginning of your business, or like a list or like a checklist of things that you might need to do if your business needs a refresher. And while those things are great, that is not what I'm going to be talking about. I have a 4-month-old and she's crying downstairs. So if you hear that, she's taken care of. So maybe you thought, I was going to say, okay, so tonight we're going to send, 100 messages tonight. We're going to get back in the game. Tonight, you're going to make a list of all the people that you want to reach out to. That is not what this call is. What I want to talk about is getting back to the very base of your business. And this is probably the most skipped over part of either onboarding a new rep or starting a business in general. If everybody, just a side note, if everybody, when you jump on, just make sure you're muted. That would be super helpful because we're recording it. So like I said, this is the most skipped over aspect of onboarding a new rep, or like when you start a new business, people usually just jump right past this. And that's your mindset. So all of these things that we could potentially be doing, sending these messages, making these lists, doing all of the actions that are, going to move your business forward, or that your upline has taught you to do, none of those things work unless your mindset is right. And so that's where I want to take you guys back to, kind of inspired by us relaunching out of office, and just also where I've been at in my business this month, and kind of the things that I've been listening to and just filling my brain with. I felt like talking about mindset was super appropriate, especially after the year that we all had last year. And this is a busy time. It's, it's our biggest and busiest quarter within our industry. So mindset is going to be super, super key. So like I said, bring it back down to the basics. Get everything that you know out of your head. The basic actions that you take in your business, yeah, they'll work, but they won't get you very far if your mindset sucks. So always come back to this. If you're ever having trouble, I'll just preface what I'm about to say the rest of the call. If you're ever having trouble in your business and you just feel stuck and you just can't seem to move forward, and you're trying everything and you're putting your all into it, you're really giving it your all, but you're just not moving forward, I really encourage you to come back to your mindset. Do a self audit. How am I looking at the world right now? How am I looking at things that happen? If you were to stub your toe right now, would it be the last straw? Or would it be like, oopsie, silly me? Or would it just make you go into a tailspin? Because we all know that there's those days where you can get your jean loop caught on a door and you're like, oh, I hate when that happens. And other days when you get it stuck and you're like, and you just lose it. Like, so you really have to bring it down and see like which one you're being right now. Only you can know that. So do a self audit. If you're ever just having a really bad time in your business and nothing seems to be working, like I said, you can do all of those basic actions, but this is where you want to start. So you guys are going to hear from Jackie Richards tomorrow, and I'm really excited about that. But she said something on a training that she did last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that, and it has stuck with me. And I've talked about this to a couple people that are on my first line. But she said that as social sellers, as people who, sell for a living, we work with our teams, we have to make one sale a day. We have to make that one sale a day. And that sale is you. And some of you haven't even bought you yet. And I loved the way that she said that. She was talking all about mindset, because she's like, you can go and do all the things. You can do all the amazing courses. You can learn what it means to be the most incredible social seller. You can follow all the top reps in Zaya. You can duplicate everything that they have done. But if you don't personally believe in yourself and you don't have your mind right, and if in here isn't strong, then none of those things are going to work. So, I mean, even your why, even if you start your business and you just skip over this mindset and you set a why, that's not going to be deep enough, because your mentality about your why isn't good enough. I don't want to say it like that, but your mindset isn't right. So a couple questions that you can ask yourself to do like a self audit is, what is Zaya to you? What feelings do you feel when you sit down to run your business? What do you feel? Do you feel like nervous? Do you feel excited? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel like an imposter? Those are all things that you can question and like, just think, like I said, take a self audit. How do I feel right now when I'm sitting down to work my business? Do I feel excited or do I feel like it's a huge chore? How do you describe your business and what you do to other people? This is a huge clue into what your mindset is surrounding your business. When somebody asks what you do, and you either don't bring up Zaya or you just like skirt it under the table. I am really, really guilty of this still, and I have to consistently check myself on this. Is, when I talk about my business is not something small. It's not just a little hobby that I have on the side. It's impactful and it's made a huge difference in a lot of people's lives, including mine. And it's a big thing for our family, but I still have the tendency to belittle it and to make it small. And I have like an activewear business online that I do from home. Yeah, that's it. And that's the way that I'll describe my business. And when I catch myself doing that, I'm like, shit. No, wait, let me start again. I have to re-explain it to them. And it's like, once you've explained it to somebody in that way, that's how they're going to see it. It's just this little thing that you're doing. Oh, it's just my little business. Oh, it's just for fun. But if you want it to be a business and you're serious about it and you think about it that way, then that's how you should be talking about it. And like I said, this is a gut check that I do for myself often. And this call and this topic and everything that I'm saying, these are all things that have been very prevalent for me. And so I'm hoping that they help you guys. So do you take yourself seriously in your business, in your mindset? Are you taking yourself seriously, or is this just a little thing to you too? Because why would someone else take you seriously if you don't? If you're not doing regular personal development, that is the reason that you're stuck. I talk a lot about this with my first line girls, and it always comes up. But one of the things that I love about our business model and just the kind of company that we are in general, is that when you join Zaya, or when you join any really network marketing business that has its ish together, you think that you're going to get just like a fun little job. You think that you're just going to get like, oh, I just get to meet new friends. I get to have a business. I get to make some money. And you do get all of those things, but you also get a really big reality check, and you have to get to know yourself, because one, you have to motivate yourself. You have to believe in yourself before anybody else does. And then you have to work on like what's in here, and it's scary and it's really emotional. And a lot of times it's more than people can handle. And it just brings up a lot of things that you didn't expect to be brought up in an activewear business. And like I said, I talk about this with my first line girls a lot, because if anything ever gets emotional, or if things get hard, or if you get stuck, most of the time it has to do with what's right in here. And it's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's just that you have to believe in yourself before you can ask anybody else to buy from you or to sign up with you. So if you're struggling in sales, it could be because you're having trouble believing that you look good enough in the clothes, or that you are qualified enough to talk about what somebody could wear. It could be the most simple things. If you're struggling to grow a team, it could be, a lot of things that could go really deep. It could be that you don't feel like you're a good enough leader. So there's always a reason to do personal development. And I could be here all night if I sat and gave you guys all of my top favorite books. I know every single one of us leaders on this call has favorite books. So we can definitely share with those after the call in the comments. If you need a personal development book, then maybe we can start a thread with our favorite books. I can do that after the call. But there's a personal development book that is for every situation, and if you're looking for just like the basics, get back to the basics, then, you can start with one that is just about believing in yourself and is just about getting your head right. But you should always have something positive going in, because if you don't have something positive going in regularly, then what's going on in there and what comes out is not going to be what you want. I can tell immediately when I'm not doing personal development. Two ways. One, I become negative Nelly. Everything is woe is me. And, my business is shitty because of this XYZ, not because of me. I'm not taking ownership. So when I notice that I'm not taking ownership of my own business, I know that I need personal development. Another way that I can tell is I have that like scarcity mindset, and I feel that need to hustle and, desperation, and it comes out in my messages. And that's the other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, is that if you have this attitude that you don't even know that you have yet, like if you don't have your mindset right, you will probably come across as something that you don't want to in your messages to people. I have been diving into Kristen Boss. If you guys were at Basecamp or virtually at Basecamp, then you heard her speak. And I just joined her Social Selling Academy. And one of the biggest things that she talks about, and she actually has a podcast about that, you guys, let me look it up while I'm talking. But she talks about how that hustle mindset comes across in your messages. There's nothing wrong with people sending messages. It's their mindset behind the message and why they're sending it and what place they are coming to the message. That's why it comes across as slimy. That's why, network marketing can get a bad name, is because people's mindset is all wrong. And so then they come to the table and they send all these messages, and it's out of desperation because they don't believe in themselves. And so then it comes across as slimy. So I'm learning a ton there, obviously. And I am going to get super distracted if I look up that episode, but I promise I'll tell you guys what it is. But it was such a great episode because it just made me think, like, gosh, one, I'm not doing enough personal development. And so I binged a couple of her podcasts, which are great. Her name is Kristen Boss. It's Purposeful Social Selling. But it also made me realize that I wasn't doing enough to fill my brain with positivity and, reminding myself that I am worthy of all of the success that I have. And, I need to show up for myself and fill my own cup before I show up for my team. All of these things. I don't want to make this call all about me. I want this call to be about you guys. But I understand that if I'm feeling struggles in my business, it typically means that a large part of my team and your guys' teams are probably as well. And it's funny because I haven't checked the chat, but I'm seeing everybody that's like, oh crap, I've been slacking on PD. And it's the number one thing that I think that people let slide, which is crazy because it is like the base. So when somebody starts as a new rep, of course you want to bring them on perfect, but you have to remember to tell them, hey, this is going to be very hard. There are going to be really hard days. I highly suggest that you take it upon yourself and get a good personal development book, or you as the leader can send them one to start with, or just make a suggestion for a podcast, but encourage it right from the beginning that they have to be doing this personal development, because otherwise they're going to be spinning their wheels and they're going to be expecting success, and they have no idea that hard days are coming. Or when those hard days come and they sort of had an idea that they were coming, they don't know how to deal with them. So I want to normalize, when you're onboarding somebody, making that, a regular thing. Hey, I know that we're excited right now, and I don't want to talk about the negativity, and I don't want to give any credit to that, but there are going to be crappy days, and there are going to be days when you really, really need to work on your mindset. When that happens, here's a list of podcasts and books that you can go to. Talk to me when that happens, but remember that it's just all about your mindset. So I didn't want to make tonight's call super long, because I kind of wanted to open it up if anybody had any questions or anything, but I hope that resonates with you. And I hope that it kind of gives you a little bit of a gut check just to go sit with yourself tonight or tomorrow, whenever. Give yourself a self audit. And if there are areas of your business that you've been struggling in, then one, take ownership of those issues. Decide that that's only because of you and not because of anybody else on your team. It's not your upline's fault. It's not your team's fault. It's not your husband's fault. It's not your wife's fault. Everybody has circumstances in life, but how is your mindset? Like, how is your headspace going into these actions? And fix that before you do any of the other actions. Don't even bother sending the messages yet until you can get your mindset done. Make it a priority to listen or read to at least like 10 minutes. I said that completely wrong, but listen to or read at least like 10 minutes a day. Just get something positive. And I think that, team trainings are, yes, personal development, but also I think that it's really valuable to find something that really, really resonates with you. A training, that's the other thing that I just want to mention. A training is awesome. I am huge on just like diving in and learning all that you can about your business, but personal development and training are two different things. So be careful to not overload your brain with too much training, thinking that that's giving your head positivity, because that can cause overwhelm and that can, have the opposite effect that you're wanting. So personal development is something that helps you, that just helps ground you. It gets you back to that base. And like I said, it gives you a feeling of purpose to go out and believe in yourself and that you are worthy, versus training kind of teaches you how to do something. So know the difference before you go into it. But I would love to make suggestions. So that is kind of all that I have for you guys tonight. Hopefully that was helpful. I knew it was going to be short, but I wanted it to be short and powerful. And so if anybody has any questions for me, then let me know. I'm going to read through these. And it looks like, okay, cool. So it looks like Court did, just so you guys know, Courtney posted the leggings for a living link in the chat. If you guys want that, we'll put it up in out of office too. I would love to hear any feedback that you guys have anytime. It's everyone's favorite PD books. Fear is My Homeboy is definitely one that I have been sending out to a lot of my first line girls. My favorite book, and I just absolutely love it, is The Energy Bus. I love The Energy Bus so much. I love ones that are like a story. I'm kind of a, I don't want to say fiction junkie. Yeah. So I just love books and, things like that. Atomic Habits is another one that they're talking about in the chat. That book is amazing. Atomic Habits will make you that will light a fire under your butt. And another thing that I want to say, it's fine, I'm just sitting here talking to myself as I'm reading these. I think that a good sign of a good PD book is that if you listen to it, you want to go work. And that's how I feel when I'm listening to Kristen Boss's podcast. I really love Melanie Mitro's podcast too. I have them open right now and I have all of my favorite ones. Bob Heilig, Your Virtual Upline. I'm a big podcast person. I can definitely do audiobooks, but I do podcasts a lot too, because they're short and sweet, 30 to 40 minutes. I can listen to them while I'm cleaning and I don't have to follow a storyline. So if you're looking for a podcast, or if you're more like a 30 to 40 minute person, then those 3 podcasts are awesome. I want to give people a chance to write down all of these. Hopefully you guys can see this chat, because these are awesome suggestions. These are such good suggestions. I've never read the 5-second rule. I think I need to. You Are a Badass is an awesome one. Jen Sincero has the most amazing voice, and she can talk to you and make you believe in yourself in the first 10 minutes of the book, if even that long. She is one of those that makes you really, really want to jump in. Yeah. Okay, cool. There are a ton of really good suggestions. Okay. Like I said, I knew that I was going to make it short and sweet. I hope that this helped you guys, and I hope that you're able to go home tonight and give yourself a little punch in the gut and check your mindset. And like I said, don't just make this about you, but also when you're bringing on a new rep, or if you're talking to somebody who is, a rep on your team and you're trying to encourage them, remember to have this be the very first thing that you bring up, is, well, how much PD are you doing? Because that's a really funny thing, is when I'm talking to my team and when I remember to ask this question and they're struggling, I'm like, okay, well, what book are you reading? Well, what podcasts are you listening to? What have you sought out for information to help you with this? Most of the time they're like, you. So that could be the first suggestion. Okay, we'll go and listen to PD a little bit, fill your brain with some positivity, and then come back and let's talk. So that is all that I have for you tonight. Hope that was helpful. Everybody write down all of these suggestions, but I really encourage you guys, go and put your suggestions into the comment box on the Facebook Live, so that we can have a little capsule in time. I hope that you guys all enjoy the rest of your night, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.